He's drinking from the side of his mouth. My dog's chewing up in a bone. It's a really cool thing that she likes to chew. And my boyfriend's talking to his parents in the other room. Ooh, seventh heaven.
You got me there. I was not expecting the dip down. Why do you need smack? Yes, it is warm where I am. Hello, from Charlotte, North Carolina, 2021. It is 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Convert
It is
46 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. It is 7.8 degrees here.
It is 36 degrees Fahrenheit here.
Whoa. Convert that to Celsius.
I'm not even going to convert that. I don't want to. Okay, fine. Convert 36 degrees Fahrenheit. No, she didn't get it. Convert 36. Yeah, there she goes. Convert 36 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit.
No, you got it backwards.
I did. I totally. And then I said Fernhurt.
Fahrenheit.
What is 36 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
The answer is 2.2 degrees Celsius.
Oh, Heiliger baloney butts. 2.2 degrees Celsius.
It was 2.2 degrees Fahrenheit here not so long ago.
Oh, shnikes. What an interesting. It makes sense that they base their temperature scale the way that they do. Like, it makes sense, but it also doesn't make sense. Temperature based on water's state changing. 0 degrees is where it goes from liquid to solid. 100 degrees is where it goes from liquid to gas. But, like, should we be basing weather on water?
Probably.
I don't know what the fuck Fahrenheit's basing it off of. 212 degrees for a boiling point? 32 for a freezing point? What is 0? It's representative of nothing.
It's below freezing. It's, no, 32 is below freezing. Yeah, 0 is representative of nothing.
You know what it is? No, 0 is represent. They base it off of where sleeping bags can keep you warm. Because, there are some sleeping bags that at
That's
0 degrees,
true.
They can still keep you warm. And then there are some that are sub-zero. So they base it all around sleeping bag temperatures.
And so they can shoot ice at you.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Welcome to AAWI, the And Also With You podcast from Affable Idiots. Every week, join us and all your other lifelong friends as we laugh together. Ha! We share secrets. We have a website. Jesse doesn't even know that this is going up right now, but it is up.
I forgot to respond to your texts.
You did. So right now you have Holden's byline and you have no picture. But we'll tell you about that in a second. Nice. And we strengthen our friendships on this off-color, Mr. Rogers-esque show. I'm one of your hosts, Chad Michael Pillow Fight Innes.
Ooh.
And with me here, I've got Jesse Renee Pooty Poops Neal. Pooty Poops is like the PC version of sharks.
When you think you're tooting? Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, like if you're a kid in kindergarten, you can't say, "Excuse me, teacher, I tried to fart and I just shit my pants." You got to say, "Excuse me, teacher, I just pooty pooped."
I pooty pooped. I'm a little baby and I just did the pooty poop. I got to go change my diaper.
Diaper. Shut up. And all you other lifelong friends out there listening and watching across Globo, I am so happy to be here with all of you.
And also with you.
You know what, Jesse? I mentioned this about, I don't know whether you remember me doing this, but about a minute and 3 seconds ago, I mentioned a website.
Yes.
We have a website.
I do remember that.
It is affableidiots.com. If you go to this website, we have a brand new thing that we're doing that I also haven't told you about. It's called Year of the Guest Reprise. We met a lot of our lifelong friends 2 years ago when we did this the first time. And now we are doing this again for the whole year. We are doing Year of the Guest. You can go there. You can sign up if you want to host, if you want to help guest host with us on AAWI or on our video game podcast, Respawn Aim Fire. You go there. It's the very first thing on the page. It says YOTG survey. You click it, fill out a couple of questions, let us know when you're available, and you can be just like us and be cool kids on camera with us.
And if you want to sing the intro song, I'll even let you do it.
Oh, shit. That is worth the
It's
money.
a buy. I'd say
Yes.
that's a buy. It's free, though.
It is free. It is free dollars. Hey, Jesse, I'm going to start today by asking you a question. And I want you to answer, just like the Sonesta Hotel brand, honestly.
Honestly. Yep, I'll do it.
What is the most delicious snack you've eaten this week?
It's a good question. I haven't really snacked much this week.
You can also think of the least delicious snack. Okay, you had a good apple. What type of apple was it?
It was a pink lady.
Oh, very good apple. That's a very good apple.
I love a good pink lady. I think that's the only snack I've had. I probably had some grapes early in the week before they went bad, but they weren't as good. They weren't as good. It's not grape season. Honestly, I think it's gonna have to be. It's gotta be that apple. That apple is good as hell.
Nice. I can tell you maybe the worst snack that I've had this week, and then also the best snack that I've had this week.
Perfect.
Both of them are these cauliflower Cheez-It knockoffs. They're cauliflower cheddar crisps. And they are shaped like Cheez-Its. They taste like Wheat Thins with a little bit of cheddar dusting, but they're made from cauliflower instead. The first 6 of them that you eat, you're like, this is the worst thing I've ever eaten. Why am I eating this? I wish I could shoot myself. And then by the 7th one, you're just like, actually, these are good. I've become Stockholm syndrome to these cauliflower crackers.
Yeah, it sounds like it takes 6 of those for hope to die.
Yes.
Yesterday, I did forget. So yesterday, Casey and I were watching Drag Race because right now there's the U.S. Drag Race and the UK Drag Race going on.
Right,
so we
of
watched
course.
both of them on Saturday. And we each had like 2 beers, and we're like, at the end of 2 beers now, my tolerance doesn't exist, and I'm just like, yeah, all right, I'm feeling pretty good. And Casey had just gone to the grocery store earlier, and he got a Cape Cod bag of chips of sea salt and vinegar, and we ate that whole bag.
Vinegar. I don't understand. I must have like a superhuman sense of smell because the smell of vinegar makes me throw up all over my eyeballs. It's disgusting. And people, I think I told you this story way last year when I went to go see a movie and there was a guy who opened up a bag of vinegar chips next to me. And then I was like, Jesus Christ. I like did very shallow breaths through the whole bag. And I was like, thank God he's done with them. And then he opened up a second bag of vinegar chips. And I was like, God damn it. But yeah, I've never
amazing.
eaten one because the smell of them is just disgusting to me.
They're really good. It's one of Casey's favorite flavors. So I mean, that was a good one, but I felt like shit for the rest of the day because I drank 2 beers early in the day, ate half of a bag of sea salt and vinegar chips, then got sober. I think I got hungover in the middle of the day.
Oh man, I've had that happen before. It's miserable.
I feel awful. So I'm gonna stick with the apple, but that is that's maybe the worst snack I've had. Oh.
Good. Oh, speaking of snacks, kinda. This is not snack. This is a dinner. My birthday was this past week. Thank you for the birthday audio message. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I ordered from Giordano's 6 deep dish pizzas from Chicago and had them shipped here because they ship them now in dry ice.
Your sister texted me several weeks ago about cinnamon buns from Ann Sather's, and I forgot to respond.
That was the same day when I told my family, I'm going to order pizzas from Giordano's. Is this excessive? And she's like, oh my God, does Ann Sather ship cinnamon rolls? Let me see if Jesse will ship them to me.
To respond. I'll respond later today. I don't know if they do. I'll have to look into it. Okay, tell me about your pizzas.
I'm in disbelief if they still are even open because their food was not good. Ann Sather's food was like not good at all, but their cinnamon rolls were good. It was literally like you eat 2 of them, and of course you get 4 because each side is 2 cinnamon rolls, and you get 2 free sides with any free egg. With any egg.
Free egg.
Free egg. Can I offer you an egg in these trying times?
In this trying time.
And you eat this. By the time you're done with the second one, your teeth hurt because it's so sugary, but it's so good. Anyway, so yeah, I ordered those. We cooked 2 deep dish pizzas, 10-inch, which a regular place is small, and the 4 of us, we literally could only eat one. Yeah, they mail them to you frozen and in dry ice. By the time they get to you, the dry ice is all evaporated. but then you put them in the freezer. So I've got 4 more in the freezer ready to go. It's
That's
delicious.
awesome. That reminds me of when we moved into our apartment together here in Chicago, and there was that pizza place that's not there anymore up the street, and we thought it was like you order the pizza and then it comes to you and you get it and it's cooked, but it's not cooked. Your mom was not happy.
No, we moved in and we're like, God, we're exhausted. Let's just go get a pizza from that place half a block away. My mom orders it, goes over there, picks it up, and she's like, it's not cooked. And they're like, no, we don't cook pizzas. We give you the pizza and you cook it. It was like
place doesn't
the most
exist
expensive
anymore.
DiGiorno's pizza you'll ever see.
Gosh, it was so expensive.
Although, for a brief time when I used to work for Domino's, we did have people occasionally who would just come in and ask for the ingredients of a pizza, and then they want to go home and they want to take the dough and mush it into a circle and top it and put it in the oven.
Mark it with a B.
Mark it with a B for Barney and me.
Barney, the purple dinosaur. BPD.
BPD. Backwards, that's double penetration for Barney.
Ooh, or Dr. Pepper for Barney.
That one's probably less offensive. Double penetration is not offensive.
I just love Dr. Pepper. No.
It's just risque.
It's risque, not offensive.
Speaking of unoffensive,
risque.
but perhaps risque, we have a healthy competition today, Jesse. This is where we play a little game together, usually some kind of trivia-based game. Did you hear that burp?
Burp City. Check it and see.
It's because we've got MDZ here, Mountain Dew Zero, not sponsored, but also sponsored. I mixed that with a little bit of Mio mango peach flavor.
Wait, you poured the Mountain Dew Zero into the water peach flavor?
It's not water. It's the flavoring. So it's the Mio. It's the really concentrated liquid. You just go squeeze.
Oh.
It's a little few drops at the bottom. Then you pour the Mountain Dew over top of it, and it goes sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. And then it makes a yummy drink.
Nice.
It's like those really shitty freestyle Coke machines.
Yes. Oh,
I also have a
those
bottle
are never
of water.
very good.
But I have a second can of MDZ right here, ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yeah, the
have my
freestyle machines are not good.
AirPod
You're right. Ooh. I have a little Destiny Ghost.
I have
I have
Bill.
some wooden blocks. I have a Game Boy Color.
I have Casey's
I have a
computer.
Game Boy. I have a Game Boy Advance.
I have a pen cup.
I have a second phone.
I have a lamp. Oh, I can't
rubbing
move
alcohol.
I have this glasses case.
A bottle of lotion that I only use for my feet now.
I have this thing that it doesn't show. We can charge our phone on.
Oh.
I have this box that holds our wallets and some chapstick, and that's it.
I have this tray that holds my wallet and a couple masks and nail clippers.
Ooh. I have this coaster that my water sits on. What do you guys have?
This trash can that holds mostly just Quest food wrappers.
I have this microphone.
I have a mask. I have a bunch of Visa gift cards.
I have this microfiber cleansing cloth.
I have this bracelet that my niece made me for Christmas that spells Michael without the E in Michael, and it only fits on my finger instead of my wrist.
I have these clip-on sunglasses.
You are 47 years old.
Those aren't mine. Those are Casey's, and I finally convinced him to buy actual sunglasses, so he did. I was like, Casey, you're too young. You're too young.
What a good game that was. But we have another game. Healthy competition. Jesse,
while
I talk about last week's game, can you adjust your focus again? Your printer's really sharp, but your face is kind of blur. That's a little better. Again, Moss. Yes, Liv Moss, Taco Bell. Great. You look great.
Last
week we played Name That
Addy. I always knew you had a crush on me.
Oh my God, who told you? Name That Addy, which is a fun game where we had to guess Laddie, Blatty,
Zaddy,
Ado,
Jaddy.
Zaddy, Jaddy, not Haddy.
Ex-Addy, which could be another Zaddy.
I got pretty good scores on that. I got a 6 out of 10, I believe.
You did.
So
that feels right.
That's
You
what
did
that
hot
sounds
to
like.
twat.
I did a hot what?
to twat.
Hot to twat. Nice. This week, we have a game with a similarly short name called We Have the Technology, We Can Rebuild Them, the $6 million celebrity plastic surgery game.
Yes.
This is a game
Yes,
all about
Zaddy.
guessing which plastic surgeries your favorite celebrities have had.
Ooh.
Now, I want to begin by saying a couple of disclaimers. These are plastic surgeries that they admit to having, so it's not like speculation. It's things that they have said in interviews.
Hashtag no shame.
Hashtag no shame. Speaking of shame, I personally, my views on plastic surgery have changed a lot since I was a youngin'. I used to think, oh my God, someone had plastic surgery? Oh my God, what a terrible decision. They're so stupid. But now this game is not about making fun of people for having plastic surgery because my views on it have changed. I myself have had abdominoplasty last year to get rid of some extra skin. Up front,
Which is a plastic surgery.
I'm totally okay with people having plastic surgery if it makes you feel better about yourself and it relieves some mental stress or emotional stress. Go for it.
Absolutely.
Here's how the game works.
Absolutely. Yeah, tell me.
Here's how the game works. I have 10 celebrities here. For each celebrity, I will list off 3 different types of surgeries.
Okay.
You have to say which one of those they have had and which one they have not had. It could be any combination of yes and no for each of the 3. So it could be yes, yes, yes. Could be no, yes, yes. Could be yes, no, yes. Could be no, no, yes. Could be no, no, no.
No.
So I'm going to name 3 different types of surgeries, and you have to tell me which ones they had and which ones they did not.
Okay. All right.
For each correct answer of the 3, you get a point. For each incorrect answer, you get a negative point.
Ooh, a negative point.
Negative point. So you have a total. If you get a perfect score, if you guess yes and no correctly on all of them for 30, that's the perfect score. You could have negative 30 if you get them all incorrect.
Which is where I'll probably be, or close to it.
So, our very first celebrity, Ariel Winter. Now, I know at first you're probably like, who the fuck is that? And that's what I did too.
Oh,
and then I saw a picture of her and I was like, who the fuck is that?
Modern
but it's
Family.
Alex Dunphy from Modern Family. Yep, the younger sister of the 2. Here are the 3 possible surgeries. Breast reduction, breast enhancement, calf implants. Which of those 3 surgeries, any or all, has she admitted to having before?
Breast reduction, yes. Enhancement, no. Calf implants, no.
Jesse, you got 100% of them correct!
That's 3 points for me!
3 points for you. Congrats. Yes, she did get breast reduction because they were causing her pain because they were so big. She did have some big old boobies for a young
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. And that can really do some harm to like your spine and
booby pain.
Boobies suck. I love to just like walk around and like hold my boobs up, or like
Also,
whenever I'm in water, I'm like I just want to go down just low enough so you can just feel the pressure relief.
We've talked about on this podcast before the danger of boobies. I think it was maybe the very first episode, the trouble with boobies.
Might have.
If you're laying on your back, then your boobs can creep up and choke you to death.
Boobs, man.
All right, number 2, Britney Spears.
I know her. Not personally.
Have you held her debit card?
No, sadly.
The 3 surgeries are ear augmentation, breast enhancement, or lip injections.
So an ear augmentation, do you know what that means exactly? Does it make them bigger? Does it make them smaller?
It can be anything. It could be changing the shape. It could be disconnecting the earlobe. It could be making them smaller. It could be any kind of change to the ear.
Jeez, I have no idea what her ears looked like. I'm going to guess that she did do some lip injections. And that she
Lip injections, yes. Okay.
And what was the second one? Like a breast augmentation?
Breast enhancement.
Enhancement. I'm going to
yes,
guess that.
There are 2 words I use for breasts in this game. Breast enhancement is to make them bigger with implants. Breast reduction is to shrink them. Using various methods.
Gotcha. I'm going to guess that she did have some breast enhancement.
So yes on lip injection. Yes on breast enhancement.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of just want to say yes to all three. I don't know that I feel good about that, like confident, but I'm going to say yes to all three.
Yes to all three. Jesse, you got one wrong.
Oh,
Two
is it
correct.
the ear
So
one?
she did not have any ear augmentation. Oh, I'm sorry. You got two wrong.
Oh,
I'm so
no.
sorry. She did not have any ear augmentation. She did not have a breast enhancement. She only had lip injections.
Lip injections. Okay. So
Yes.
now that puts me at what? 4,
2 points.
2? Okay.
Because you got negative 2 points plus a positive with that one. So that a total of -1 for that one.
Ouch.
All right. So you're moving on to round 3 with a total of 2 points so far. You're still in the positive. Tyra Banks.
Oh, I know who that is.
Hold on, there might be 11 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, there's 10. Okay. Tyra Banks.
Okay. All right. Tyra.
You know Tyra from Tyra. America's Next Top Model, I believe she also hosts.
Yeah, that's how I know her. Oh, and
then also Dancing with the
excellent movie
Stars.
Life Size.
Life Size, I never saw it.
I never saw her
that's
on
the
Dancing
Barbie
with the
that came to
Stars.
life, right? The Disney Channel movie?
Yep.
Gotcha.
So good. So
Tyra Banks, the 3 possible surgeries are rhinoplasty, which is changing of the nose somehow, finger reduction, or hair implants.
I'm going to say rhinoplasty.
Rhinoplasty, yes? Or
Yeah,
rhinoplasty,
I mean,
no?
I have no frame of reference for like before and afters of her. I'm just guessing. Hair implants as opposed to a hair transplant.
What is the difference?
So, a hair transplant is where they take follicles from elsewhere on your head and move them to a place where you are either bald or thin. A hair implant, I think, is somebody else's follicles.
I don't know. I'm going to say
I don't
hair
know that it really
implants will be
matters.
the one. I don't know if it's... I don't know.
Okay. Gosh, this is tough.
I use... Whatever the case may be, I use the words hair implants multiple times to describe any kind of hair-related plastic surgery.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna guess rhinoplasty, and that's it.
Rhinoplasty, yes. The other two,
What the
no.
fuck is a finger reduction? Do they go in and take some bone out?
I would believe that it is sucking the fat out of your fingers to make skinnier fingers.
That's weird. I don't even know. Yeah, I'm just gonna guess rhinoplasty on her.
Just rhinoplasty, Jesse. You got 2 correct, 1 incorrect.
Ah, so
Tyra
she
Banks
did do one of
have
the
a nose
others.
job. She had rhinoplasty. She did not have finger reduction. You were correct on that.
I was
But she
gonna guess
did.
the hair transplant.
She did. She had, she called it fake hair. She said, I have a fake nose and fake hair. That's her quote. But she had stress-induced alopecia early in her career. So I don't know whether she got implants or transplant. I don't know. All I know is that she has fake hair.
But she. Okay, interesting. All right.
Yeah,
All
all
right.
right.
So now I've got what? Am I still at 2 points then? I evened out?
Oh, yes.
Or am I
So
at
for
3
that,
now?
you gained a point for that one, which brought you to 3.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Question number 4. Celebrity number 4. Ashton Kutcher,
Ooh, okay.
whose real name is not Ashton. What's his real name again? Oh, that phone's dead. Did you know that's not his real name?
I did not know that.
I think it's something.
You Googling it or you want me to?
Jordan. I'm Googling it. Ashton Kutcher real. Christopher Kutcher.
I didn't know that.
Ashton is his middle name.
Oh.
And all of his family, he's just like me. All of his family still call him Christopher.
Really? Interesting.
Christopher
Everybody still calls
Kutcher.
you Mike.
Yep.
Christopher Kutcher.
So Ashton Kutcher's possible 3 plastic surgeries include rhinoplasty, again that's nose, butt injections, or knee augmentations.
Interesting. I'm gonna guess rhinoplasty.
All right. So yes to rhinoplasty.
I don't think he had, what did you say, butt injections?
Butt injections.
Which would be maybe like a lip filler, but in the butt, that sort of a thing? Or to like lift it or something?
Any kind of butt surgery I've referred to as butt injections. That could be filler. That could be putting in an implant.
Okay. Cool. Okay. I don't think he did that. I don't know. I'm going to say he didn't do that.
Okay.
And knee augmentation. I don't even know what that would look like. Is there a purpose to a knee surgery like that other than like you've had an injured knee?
I don't know. Probably reconstruction, yeah, if it's gotten fucked up somehow.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, like, what would a knee augmentation look like? Like, if somebody wanted to, like, was unhappy with their knees. I wonder what that would look like.
I wonder if, like, maybe one of them bows a certain way, or...
Maybe. Yeah, could be. Heck. I'm going to say he had that, too. I don't know.
So you said yes to rhinoplasty, no to butt injections, yes to knee augmentation?
Yeah.
Jesse, you got 2 of those correct, which gains you another point. Okay. You're up to 5 now.
So 4 points. Which one was I wrong on?
Sorry, you're up to 4 points. You were correct that he had rhinoplasty, a nose job. I believe Ashton Kutcher's was to narrow his nose. Butt injections he did not have. But he also did not have knee augmentations. Yep.
Got it. All right.
So you're at 4 points now.
I didn't think he did, but I wanted to say yes, so I did. I was conflicted on that one. All right, I'm at 4 points.
Your New Year's resolution is to say yes to more things.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Person number 5, celebrity number 5, Cardi B.
Okay.
We all know Cardi B of WAP fame. And other songs, I'm sure, but I only know WAP. Macaroni in a pot, that's a wet-ass pussy. I was doing an Apple Fitness Plus workout, and there was a Cardi B song that came on during it, and I realized that all Cardi B songs sound exactly like WAP. They're all the exact same. Next, we have... Okay, so Cardi B...
I've never even heard WAP.
You haven't heard WAP? Oh, Jesse, you should listen to WAP. You have Apple Music. You should listen to WAP just for the fun of it.
Okay, I'll go listen to it.
And just listen to the lyrics.
Just for the fun of it?
Yes.
I will.
Cardi B's possible surgeries are breast enhancement,
okay,
butt injections, eyelid augmentation.
I'm going to guess she did do the first 2.
Yes to breast enhancement. That's bigger. And yes to butt injections.
Yeah, I'm going to guess yes. I'm going to guess no on the eyelid thingy.
No for eyelid augmentation. Jesse?
Yeah.
You got all 3 correct. Congratulations. You are now at 7 points.
Is an eyelid augmentation probably like where you don't have, like where you just don't have or you don't see where the crease, where the lid comes in?
That is one of them. Yeah, so actually the most popular plastic surgery in China is that double eyelid augmentation, where like if you notice a lot of Asian people's eyes, they don't have the crease there above the eyelid. It's just a smooth transition from the eyebrow to the eye. But they want, in their westernization of their culture, they see that eyelid wrinkle, that crease. They see that as a symbol of beauty.
You can buy like I guess it's like a tape. I don't really know, but it's like a stiff thing that you can put right here, like on right over the eye, and that way when you open it, because it's stiff, it gives you a crease. I imagine that can't be very comfortable, especially if you're doing that all day every day. So I would want surgery too. If that's what I wanted.
Just a crease thing. Like for instance, Rocky Balboa, Mr. Steven Stallone, not Seagal, Steven Stallone, he had surgery for his left eye as well, in addition to the whole left side of his face. His was for medical purposes, though. Yeah, I assume maybe it's droopy from a stroke or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. That makes
pure
sense.
Speculation, but it was all I read was that he had, due to a medical condition, he had that done.
That Sylvester Stallone did? You said Steven Stallone. Sylvester Stallone.
Steven. That's it. Sylvester Stallone, Steven Seagal. They're both actors in movies.
They're both movie
No,
boys.
I was gonna make a judgment statement on the movies that they're in, but I decided not to start that war. Number 6. We are halfway through the game. Celebrity number 6. Chrissy Teigen. You might know her from Instagram, Twitter, other things she's in. Her cookbook. But she is possibly one of the most entertaining Twitter and Instagram accounts to follow. Chrissy Teigen, you might recognize her from her Quibi show. Rest in peace.
Short-lived.
Here are Chrissy Teigen's 3 possible surgeries. Breast enhancement, breast reduction, armpit augmentation.
Oh, I wonder what an armpit augmentation is. I'm going to guess breast reduction.
Yes to breast reduction. Okay.
I want to say yes to armpit enhancement thingies, but that's just our augmentation, but that's because I don't really know what it is. And I just want to say yes, but I'm going to say only the breast reduction.
Only breast reduction, yes. The other 2, no. Jesse? You got 2 wrong. Oh. Which brings you down to 6 points. Chrissy Teigen has had all 3 of those surgeries.
Oh, she had an augmentation, then a reduction, presumably, or maybe
she got
vice versa.
Breast implants when she was younger. She recently had those breast implants removed.
Okay.
And she several years ago got 2 inches of fat removed from her armpits. And she said it made her feel more confident in dresses. She said it's the dumbest thing. It's super dumb, but she loves it, and she's going to get it done again.
It's going to make you feel confident and comfortable and better, then by all means. When they take it from the actual armpit or from like right here, down below on the side?
I think it's the actual armpit right here.
Interesting.
Yeah, but she said it's all back, probably due to the babies, but so she's going to get it done again.
Yeah, she's had what, 2 kids now, I guess?
2 kids and a miscarriage.
Yeah, I like Chrissy Teigen.
Me too. She's great. All right, so you're down to 6 points. Again, still in the positive, though. On the scale from -30 to 30, you're doing really well.
I'm positive. I'm doing okay.
Number 7, celebrity number 7 is Brad Pitt.
Okay, all right.
Brad Pitt's 3 possible surgeries are calf implants, ear augmentation, rhinoplasty. Again, that's nose.
I'm going to guess he did the rhinoplasty. I just don't know about the ears, because I don't pay, I don't know why. I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't
When
feel
I think of ear
confident
augmentation,
either
I
way.
think of Jessica Simpson in that Dane Cook movie, Employee of the Month. And she has the giant ears.
Yep. I'm gonna say he did that, and calf implants, and not the other one.
Sorry, can you say that again? Which one's yes and which one's no?
Oh,
Calf implants,
rhinoplasty
ear
and
augmentation,
calf implants, yes.
Okay.
And the
Rhinoplasty,
ear one,
calf
no.
implants, yes. Ear augmentation, no.
Yeah.
Jesse, you got all 3 wrong.
No.
Yeah, that brings you from 6 to 3. He has only had the ear augmentation.
Interesting.
Early on in his career.
He did?
Yeah, early on in his career, he had his ears pinned back so they didn't flare out so much.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. I used to know somebody who had calf implants and like pec implants and all sorts of implants like that. Anyways,
Are you
continue.
ready for number 8?
Yes.
Okay,
Spaghetti.
number 8. On We Have the Technology, We Can Rebuild Them, the $6 million celebrity plastic surgery game. Lisa Kudrow, best known for her role as Phoebe
I don't want to see
on
that.
Friends. And note to self, I don't want to see that. What is the name of that show? It is perfect.
The Comeback?
The Comeback, yes, on HBO.
I don't remember the
Oh,
character's
God.
name.
It doesn't matter. She's perfect on it.
I love her.
Lisa Kudrow.
And-
Mostly because it reminded me of my ex-roommate.
And Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
That's right. That's right. So Lisa Kudrow's 3 possible plastic surgeries are breast enhancement,
Okay.
butt injections, and rhinoplasty. Again, that's the nose.
Okay, I'm going to guess rhinoplasty and breast enhancement.
Yes to
And not-
rhinoplasty, yes to breast enhancement, no to butt injections.
Yeah.
Jesse, you got 2 correct.
Okay.
So that brings you up a point to 4. She did not have a breast enhancement, so that's the one you got wrong. She did not have butt injections, but she did have a rhinoplasty at age 16.
Okay.
She consistently called her old nose very ugly. She used the word ugly a lot. And when she moved to a new high school in the middle of her high school career, she got a rhinoplasty over the summer so that no one would know what her old nose used to look like at the new school. So that is Lisa Kudrow. You're at 4. Oh, story I didn't tell you about Cardi B. You got it. I don't remember whether you got it right or wrong, but she didn't. She did get a butt injection, and it was an illegal butt injection in someone's basement. She paid $800 for it, and they took. She wanted, usually in a butt injection where they inject fat to fill different parts of your butt, they take fat from somewhere else on you and put it into your butt. But she could not. She didn't have any fat anywhere else on her, enough to like take out and put somewhere else. So she paid someone in a basement to take fat from someone else or something else and inject it into her butt. She said it was the stupidest thing she's ever done, and it was the
So
most incredible
dangerous.
pain that she's ever had for 5 days.
Yeah.
So-
Gosh, poor thing. I think I did guess that she had that. I did not realize. I
feel
didn't
like
know
you
it
did,
was.
yeah.
I did not know it was like that. There are a lot of people who have done that, especially even within the trans community, because they're so expensive to do them, through the legal channels. That's so dangerous, though. Oh, well, I'm glad her bottom is okay.
She just got a nice
Her poor
bottom.
bottom.
All right,
Her
2
poor
left.
bottom.
Number 9. And again, you're at 4 points now. Anna Faris. You might not recognize her from
Anna.
Scary Movie. Sorry, Anna Faris. You're right. Anna Faris from Scary Movie, from The House Bunny,
The house bunny.
and from her TV show that no one watches.
Yeah, what is that? Moms? Cool moms?
Something
Moms? Mothers? I don't know.
like that. Madres. The movie Mom
Bears.
with Emma Stone. 3 possible surgeries are lip injections, breast enhancement, knee augmentation.
I'm just going to guess lip injections is the only one she's had.
Lip injections, yes. Breast enhancement, no. Knee augmentation, no. Jesse, you got 2 correct, 1 wrong, bringing you up to 5 points. Anna Faris did have lip injections, though she regrets them and they've since dissolved. She did have a breast enhancement while doing The House Bunny. She got inspired from playing a Playboy bunny.
Playboy bunny, yeah. Playgirl, that's the
Playgirl
boys,
is
I
the
think.
men's, yeah, okay. Not men's, well, could be for men.
Could be
we
for
all know
anybody.
what we mean.
But the one
You're
with
right.
men.
She did not have a knee augmentation. That is the last time we'll see knee augmentation. I don't know what it is, and no one had it. But I needed something to throw you off the scent of
No one
armpits being
had
fake or finger reductions being fake. Sorry, armpits was real. That was Chrissy Teigen.
That's Chrissy. So what, am I at 5 now then?
You are at 5 points going into our final round.
Let's do this. So no matter what, I'm ending in the positive.
That's exactly right. Look at you. Parting positive thought. Christian Bale.
All right. At least he's not wearing hockey pads.
That's right. I'm not wearing hockey pads. Teeth augmentation. Rhinoplasty, which again is nose. And eyelid augmentation.
Okay. I'm going to guess that he did the teeth,
The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue.
the tip of the dick. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the dick. I'm going to guess he did that. And I'm going to guess rhinoplasty as well. And I'm going to leave out the third one. I forgot what it was.
Eyelid augmentation.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes to teeth, Yes to rhinoplasty, no to eyelid augmentation. Jesse, you're ending the game in the positive with 6 total points because you got 2 of those correct. He had teeth augmentation. He did not have eyelid augmentation, but he also did not have rhinoplasty.
Didn't have rhinoplasty.
Listen to this quote about his teeth. We all know Christian Bale is a method actor, and he's one of the most method of method actors. And if you've ever seen the movie Machinist, and then, he right after Machinist got fucking jacked. He's like...
Well, didn't he do Batman, Machinist, Batman again?
You're right.
Isn't that what
Batman
happened?
Begins, Machinist, Batman, The Dark Knight. And
so he went bulk.
He's jacked as Batman. Well, he was regular in Batman Begins. And then he went to, you look at him and a gust of wind could dissolve him.
That's so unhealthy. I can only imagine his metabolism is destroyed. Like when De Niro did... what was that movie?
It was the one... Fuck. It was the one... He's the boxer.
Yeah.
He won an Academy Award for it. And it's on AFI's top list. Starts with a B.
Didn't he say that destroyed him? His metabolism?
Yeah.
I'm going to Google that movie. But
then Christian Bale, whenever he played Dick Cheney a few years ago as well, he got super fat for that.
That's right.
So, yeah, he's a method actor.
He did play Dick Cheney. Ugh.
Yep. Okay, so I've got a long quote here about his teeth surgery and why, to me, it is it is extreme. Oh, yes, Jess, you have a question?
It's Raging Bull.
Raging Bull. That's what it'd be. B for bull. Raging Bull. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, I'm ready.
So this quote about Christian Bale, his method acting for his teeth. Quote, I liked my old teeth. I have a molding of them on a shelf. But with Patrick Bateman... in American Psycho, his physicality is much more important than most characters. He deals totally in the superficial, and he's incredibly narcissistic. I looked at myself in the mirror, and it just wasn't right. I was warned that if I got caps, I could get a lisp, and you might still be able to tell in close-up. So I thought, I like my teeth, but I'm not so attached to them that I'm going to ruin this whole movie because I refuse to get them done. So to play Patrick Bateman in American Psycho, he got all new teeth. He didn't put caps on.
Because he thought it would ruin the movie.
Right. He thought it would ruin the movie if this character didn't believably, was not believably obsessive about his teeth as well. It's incredible to me.
I think
incredible
he is such
in
a good
the
actor,
unbelievable. But... Yeah, he is. He's a wonderful actor, but holy shit. But
he's
what's interesting too
not
is
a very
that
nice person either.
I bet.
But
not.
I mean,
ugh.
Can you blame him with all of the? He's probably just so mentally unstable, method acting all these different characters. I mean, not to be an excuse for his buttholeness, but I would expect it. I'd be like, no, I'm gonna steer clear of you, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
What's interesting is that he was concerned that just getting caps on his teeth for the role to make them appear perfect, that he would get a lisp, and it's like. Watching him play Batman and with his teeth, it's like, oh yeah, you definitely have a lisp, and that's that's crazy to me. I'm not wearing hockey pads. Oh, that's it. So Jesse, you finished with 6 points out of a total possible positive 30 on the scale from negative 30 to 30. Congratulations.
That's perfect. I feel good about it.
I made it a point to try to include males in here as well because most plastic surgery things, it was all females. And when I went to go search for male plastic surgery, literally 9 out of 10 of them are all just nose jobs.
Yeah.
So many of them. It's just so-and-so. Ryan Gosling had a nose job. Tom Cruise had a nose job. This person had a nose job. It's like...
And Michael Jackson never admitted to any of his, so can't use those.
He clearly did. It's so funny that he never admits to that.
Well, he can't now. Because he's dead.
Well... We have pretty convincing holograms and good AI, and I'm sure we could transplant his brain.
Ghosts aren't real. We just maybe that was Southern. We haven't figured out how to see them yet.
Well, we should do that.
Should. That was a fun game.
For this week's healthy competition. Yeah, it was a fun little game called "We Have the Technology, We Can Rebuild Them," the $6 million celebrity plastic surgery game.
We can rebuild them.
What's interesting to me in all of my research and doing that is just how split everybody is on it. Like there are people like Courtney Cox, who has had a lot of different
Sorry,
implants.
my nose is bleeding a little. Sorry. I went like this and I was, oh. Sorry.
It's
Courtney Cox
bleeding?
has had a lot of different, it's not bleeding a lot, but my nose is bleeding. It's just so dry here.
Do you have tissues?
No, it's not bad enough that
Can you
I
put
need
some
one, I
lotion
think.
up your nose? Just squeeze a
Stick
couple
my finger up there.
pumps of Aveeno. Oh, yeah. Oh, if you're not watching the video version of this, seeing Jessie pick her nose with her pinky. Oh, that's hot.
I'm not picking
That's
it. I'm
hot.
just putting the finger inside.
The pinky makes a perfect butt plug for your nose holes. So, in doing the research, there are celebrities are completely split on it. Like Courtney Cox had a lot of different implants, and now she has like gone through the process of dissolving all of them or taking them out and having them removed. So she's like, I'm now finally all natural, and these are smile lines, not wrinkles. Blah blah. And then there are celebrities that are like, everyone gets Botox. Anyone who's on TV has Botox. Like Robin Wright from House of Cards and a bunch of other things, Marvel movies. She was like, I get Botox twice a year, every year, but I don't get like the 10 whatever grams of it or 10 measurements of it that makes your face immobile. I get like one in a bunch of different units, maybe.
I have no idea.
But then there are people who, and also, what's her butt from Satine in Moulin Rouge, and she's in a bunch of things now.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman, yeah, she's like, oh yeah, I used to have Botox all the time, but then literally my face wouldn't move and I couldn't act. So she's like, I no longer do that anymore. But then there are people on the other side of it.
We incurred a lot of damage to our inventory.
We incurred a lot of damage to inventory, so we don't do that anymore. But then, yeah, there are other people on the opposite side of the spectrum that are like, yeah, I got a boob job and I got this and it made me happy, and anyone else, like, it's none of your business.
Yeah.
And like
There
Cher
are a
was one
lot
of
of
those.
drag queens that do this. There are a lot that I follow who have had like extensive surgeries, like cheek implants. Like their faces look like. Didn't Renee Zellweger have some, and like her face looks completely different
over the
now.
last like 3 years or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one. Well, there are several drag queens who have done this, but there's one in particular who's just and has been very open with their journey on it, and their Instagram has just been talking about it and showing pictures of it, and got like to make the their I don't know if this queen out of drag goes by uses he or she or not, so I'm just gonna say they, but so they got. So I don't know what it would be. I know there's some butt stuff that they got. I think there's some hip stuff as well to sort of give more of a feminine figure. And then to make it look like the waist comes in a bit more, even though this person is slender already. I think they had their nose and their chin done. I mean, it's amazing to see, especially when you get it done well and when you go to the right people to do it, how it can look. I think it's really interesting. There's another queen. I guess this person's a queen. I mean, yeah, they have a drag queen persona, but they do a lot of makeup videos where they transform themselves into other people. Like he did one where he was one of the Kardashian West babies. And so, like, he, like, browns out, like, to sort of, like, make it look like shadows from, like, his chin down. Or, no, his mouth down so that he could have a baby-size head. and he paints. It's great. But he's had a lot of plastic surgery as well. And it's just, it's really interesting to me. And I think if you want to have plastic surgery for any reason, so long as it's a healthy, not like
a bunch of people are pressuring
you're doing it because somebody
getting...
else tells you have to or you need to
exactly.
or whatever.
Yeah.
It's your choice. I think, do it. Whatever.
Do it. Honestly, once I mentally came to grips with, like, that plastic surgery was, like, an okay thing to do and, like, it was okay to do it on myself, it's literally the best decision I think I've ever made in my life. So if it makes you happy and it causes you to not have stress anymore, do it.
You theoretically only have one life, so...
Well, it depends on what you believe, because you could come back
That's
as a
what
grasshopper.
I said. Theoretically, who knows? Who knows?
Depends on what theory.
So YOLO, right? So do what makes you happy.
Speaking of doing what makes you happy,
YOLO.
you might want to pursue your dream. Let's talk about our honest discussion for this week, which is where we just sit down and have a little chat. Last week, we talked for a long time. I realized as I was uploading the episode yesterday. Sorry that was so late, everyone. That we spent a long time talking about, how millennials save for retirement, what we're doing, the fact that more people should be taking advantage of the stock market, and it's more accessible than ever now. So that was a fun, interesting topic. This week, Jesse, you've brought to the table, what does the American dream mean to you? Give us some context. What's this about?
I just, people are always talking about how they've come to this country to follow the American dream. And it's just this whole thing that's been, we've heard about the American dream for so long. So I just wonder, what even is the American dream? And I don't know that it necessarily has to be, I did say, what does the American dream mean to you? But it's more of what do we think as Americans the American dream is? What is it? What even is it? And I don't really have necessarily any solid ideas. I mean, I think I have some ideas, religious freedoms and things like that, even though within this country there are, there's still persecution, but in some countries you can be killed. Right. By your government for, having a different religion. So we've got that. There's a lot of there are a lot of freedoms in this country. Not to say that there aren't in other countries, but in this country that I think people chase for that, for that reason. But I don't know. This is just something I don't really have any solid thoughts other than that, really, on what the American dream is. So I thought maybe we could chat and see what we think, just come up with some ideas on what even is that.
I have some ideas for, again, there's no, this is the American dream. When you're in history class, this is what the American dream is. It is A, B, C, D. It is not E. It is F. It's not that kind of thing. But here's some ideas of my interpretation of what the American dream used to be. And then I think it could be a cool conversation of, what does it mean today?
Yeah,
I think the American dream
definitely different now, I think, in some ways.
Yeah, it stems from a lot of what you just mentioned, escaping whatever tyranny or oppression or whatever it was that came from your original country of origin to find some kind of release or freedom of that in America. Put a little asterisk on that because oftentimes there still wasn't freedom for you if you were a woman or you were a person of color or whatever it might have been whenever you came over to America. But in general, it might be a Jewish person escaping persecution in Germany, coming over to
During
America
World War
and just being
II.
able to be a Jewish person without having to hide it and face extinction. It could be being a person who is gay in Russia and coming to America to live yourself as authentically as possible.
Yep.
It could be opportunity, if you, in Ireland, whenever they had the great potato famine, and they're like, nothing grows here. We don't have,
that's when my family immigrated.
Yep. It's let's go somewhere where there's all sorts of opportunity. But then it can also just be you are allowed to pursue what you want to pursue. If you're a woman who traditionally couldn't have a job in some areas, you were allowed to come to the United States and you could be a secretary.
Get an education.
You could get an education. Yeah, things like that.
At a certain point in
choose
time.
whatever religion you want. Yeah. And it was things that no matter your background, your religion, in some cases your skin color, you could pursue a job in just about anything as long as you had the drive. You didn't need the old adage is I came to this country with $4 in my pocket and I raised a family and had a job. That's what you could do, where you couldn't necessarily do that in other countries for a bunch of different reasons.
I also wonder if part of why it's the American dream and not the UK dream or the European dream or whatever, I wonder if because we are completely separate from that bulk of land has anything to do with it. It's more of it's a safety thing maybe for some of the people escaping persecution, religious or LGBT plus, that sort of a thing, because you can't just cross a border into our country. You can from north and south, but I mean, like, in Europe and Asia, it's pretty much, and just right here, you know? Like, it's all together. And so if somebody's chasing you or trying to hunt you down, it's easier for them to, I think, if you hadn't left to come to this somewhat more isolated continent. Right. I don't know if that's part of it or not, but that's something I've always wondered. Like, it would make sense to me.
I think what you're trying to say is, if you were escaping persecution from, we'll say, the KGB, it's a lot harder for them to have an officer cross the Pacific Ocean to come get you than it is for them to cross the border into Ukraine or something like that and go get you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's because you'd have to, I mean, no matter what, to get to this country, and from, you know, excluding the other
Canada,
countries.
Mexico.
Gosh, I can't find the words. Yeah, other countries within North and South and Central America. I mean, it's, and most even in Central America, you still have to cross a bunch of water. It's much more difficult. So I think it's the people who are escaping these things might feel more safe. Theoretically. I don't know. Now, I mean, there is still a lot of, for the American dream, a lot of religious and LGBT plus types of my gosh, my words are all twisted. People are still immigrating to this country to escape religious persecution and persecution for being LGBT plus. But also now with Mexico and like Venezuela and all sorts of different like Central and South American countries, like there's a lot of like, just, I don't really know all the specifics, but you know, you've got a lot of like, there's a lot of drug stuff that people are trying to flee from. There's like governments in general. Like, is it the Venezuelan government right now? The whole country just shut down. People couldn't even get bread a couple of years back. It's just like tyrannical governments and things like that. Just so I mean, it's still in most cases people fleeing persecutions.
Yeah, seeking some kind of refuge.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I mean that's. Well, yeah, and that's why I guess why these people are all considered refugees, because they're seeking refuge from their home places. And so, like, I guess the American dream is still freedom, and I think in some ways it's better than it used to be. For some people, like the people fleeing LGBT for reasons of being LGBT plus within those communities. It's more accepted in this country now, though we did take a few steps backwards with our recent leadership. But still, it's, as a country in general, we've moved in the right direction. We're not there yet, but I mean, in Russia,
immigrant, it's still really, really difficult for you.
Yes.
Or even if you are like a legal documented immigrant, it can still be really difficult for you, and you can still be deported for asshole fuckery things.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and then like we have the whole DACA that did not get overturned. Thank goodness. That's a great thing. That's definitely, I think, part of the American. What I would imagine part of the American dream would be these people who. So the DACA, they're children who are immigrants, right? But their families brought them, perhaps undocumented, when they were children, and so they've lived here basically their whole lives.
Right. It's
it's
like dreamers. They call them dreamers for short.
They call them dreamers.
It's those kids who like they don't know anything of their previous country for home because they were never really old enough to understand what that is. So like their life is being in America, and even though they're
just aren't
technically
considered
undocumented,
yeah.
All right, they can still get employment. They can still.
I'm so glad that the Supreme Court decided not to overturn that. That was a big loss for Trump.
Yeah,
big win for us.
God.
But I think in many ways, and tell me what I want to know what you think too. I think in many ways the American dream is very similar to what perhaps it used to be. But I don't know how. I'm wondering in what ways it might be different, or I'm trying to think about ways that it might be different. Do you have any thoughts?
I think you're right that it is still similar. I think that it depends on where you are in America as to the opportunities that you're there. Like the idea is somewhere in America, for the vast majority of people, you can pursue what you want to pursue, whatever that might mean. So there is opportunity out there in certain areas, and there are obviously still backwards areas of the country where you can't pursue different parts of your dream, whatever that might be, whether that is homeownership, or whether your dream is having a certain type of job, or whether that dream is using the bathroom that you prefer to use. Like there are still parts of the country where that's not possible, but somewhere in America, you can find a place that allows you to be who you want to be. And I think essentially that's what it is.
Yes, and that was reminding me of, this is it. Okay, so is it on Netflix? It's a show, it's a series that I recently watched. I think it is on Netflix. It's called Little America. And it's an anthology.
It's on Apple TV+.
It's HBO. It's on what? Apple TV+.
Apple TV+.
Yes. Yeah. So I watched that. So it's how many seasons or episodes is it? Like 6 episodes?
I think it's 6. It's 1 season so far, 6 episodes. And yeah, it's all just stories, real life stories of immigrant families in America.
It's so good. I loved it. It's 8 episodes. It's so good. And it's like it especially for being like a white born in this country American person. I don't think about what the American dream is a lot. And I don't appreciate, it's easy to not appreciate it because we aren't confronted with what that is. And when we haven't seen or experienced not this, you know what I mean?
Right.
We haven't experienced like religious persecution or persecution for being, LGBT at all, because, so it's just it was such, oh my gosh, it was such a good, the show, I cried like every episode. I highly recommend everybody goes and watch Little America on Apple TV+. It's so good. I think it's the first episode where it's an Indian family and they've immigrated and the son was born here.
Yep.
And they own like a motel. And then the parents' visas expire and they don't get renewed. So his parents have to go back to India. And he basically raises himself and runs this hotel.
He has like guardianship with his uncle, but his uncle's a deadbeat and doesn't care at all.
He's an asshole. Was he his real uncle or just like a friend? I forgot. I thought he might have called him uncle, but
maybe
his real uncle. Who was
I feel like legally it would have to be his real uncle.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I wonder though, like, because in a situation like that, I feel like, and I don't know, but I feel like the government doesn't care. They're like, all I care about is you guys don't have your visas anymore. You two have to leave. Your American son.
Will literally be like, well, if you can't find an uncle, we'll put you in a cage in Texas. Like, that's the government. So you're right. They don't care. Like, oh, you want to live with this stranger who you call your uncle? Well, it's either that or a cage. I don't care which one you choose.
Jeez. But in so this kid, he essentially, he ran this hotel by himself, and eventually his parents came back. I think they eventually got their visas again.
Years later.
Years and years later.
He ran the motel
he was
for
like a
lots
child.
of years. He was a teenager. Yeah, he was like 8 years old when it started, and he was a teenager. Yeah.
When they came back. Like, they were gone for at least 10 years, and they thought they weren't going to be gone that long. And there's another episode, The Rock, which I thought was great. It was a Middle Eastern family. I forget which country they were from off the top of my head. But the dad wanted to build a house for his family. He had like a really small budget. Oh, his budget was like $20,000 or something like that, and they were living in New York. And he had the realtor take him around, and he's like, this is way outside my budget. Can you show me something inside my budget? And the realtor took him to a plot of land that just has it's just a huge rock. And she's like, this is the only thing in your budget. So he bought the land. I was like, I'm going to build a house on this for my son and my wife. And that was his American dream, to move. Because he escaped. I think he was a doctor, or I forget what they tell you what like why they came to this country, but essentially it was. I mean, he was going to get killed, the father. So they came to this country and they were living in this tiny, like, garden apartment full of rats and mice. And he's like, I want to do, the American dream is having a home and having a yard. This is my American dream. And he was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to build this home. And he ended up, I mean, I don't want to spoil it. He did end up building a home for his family, though. And that episode just made me cry so much. It's such a good show. And the cowboy, the guy that comes from Nigeria over, and like he grew up watching like old westerns, and so he came and he just wants to be. Hat. It's so good. So Little America, I just highly recommend everybody go and watch that show. It's Kumail Nanjiani is one of the producers, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that right? And yes, and the people who did Master of None. I don't think Aziz is involved in this, but it's like the producers of that. It's such a good show, and they're all based on real, actual stories of immigrants to this country. And that is what made me start like thinking about what is the American dream? I mean, and it can be so many different things. It can be being a cowboy, coming and working on a farm with cows and horses and all of this, while getting an education so that you can make money to send back to your family. It can be owning a motel in the middle of nowhere, but you own it and it's all yours. It can be building a house and having a yard, because it's just these simple things that we take for granted, and the freedoms that we have. And it was just, we've been talking recently about, a couple of episodes ago we talked about straight people playing LGBTQ characters, and just these are just things that I think, I don't know about you, but me as the privileged white person I am, who is a born in this country citizen, I don't think about these things that much because I'm not confronted with them. And I think that we should pay more attention.
Right.
And that, oh my gosh, that show is so good. That show is so good.
Even the ability to live where we want. Like, if I decided right now, like I was able to, in August, pick up and say, you know what, I'm going to not live in San Francisco right now. I'm going to live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Or we decide after college, we decided, you know what, I'm not going to live in North Carolina. I'm going to go to Chicago and live and be a legal adult person in that city. When I think I mentioned this a long time ago, back when we were the Affable Idiots podcast. When I went to China, I learned about something called Hoku, Hukou. It's Hukou. And it's a citizenship for a city. And you literally have that citizenship. You cannot move to another city without having Hukou for that city. Yeah. So like for smaller cities, it's easier to get your Hukou there. But if you move to a city and you don't have your Hukou there, then your kids can't attend public school. You cannot own a house. You can rent. There are so many freedoms that you can't have.
Can you work?
And if you want to move to, I don't know what the work, like obviously there are restrictions for you in working. I don't remember what they were. Like it can only be for a certain amount of time each year. But if you want to live somewhere like Shanghai or Beijing that are super overpopulated, the process for getting Hukou for those cities is years, like 6-7 years.
And what if you move there and then you hate it?
Yeah, yeah. Or you have to apply to get your Hukou before you even move. So you're like, all right, in 7 years, do you think I want to move to Beijing? I don't know, but we better start that process now. Yep.
And who knows where your life will be then. That is something that, until you told us about that, I didn't know that kind of a thing existed. Where we can move city to city, we can cross state borders, we can do what we want pretty much here.
Yeah.
And there's no problem. And in this country, people of opposing or different religions can fall in love and marry each other. In other countries, you cannot do that. You can't do it. And that's just that alone it seems like such a simple thing, you know, to be able to like, oh yeah, of course I could marry this. Like, okay, I'm Christian. Okay, of course I could marry this this Muslim person. It's not a problem. Or of course I could marry this this Jewish person. It doesn't matter. You know, whatever. It's their religion, and we're different, but that's okay. Who cares? We love each other. You literally can't do that in some places.
Yep.
And there's a lot more freedoms here that I think we take for granted and don't notice. And I think it's also really easy, especially with the state of affairs in our country, and especially when Trump was still president. It's really easy to be negative and be like, man, everything sucks here. Even still, there were it's just a significant amount of freedoms that we have that other people don't have, even when we had a terrible president.
Yeah.
And I just think it's important that we are aware of those and don't lose sight of it.
I think on the flip side, it is also important to acknowledge that, like, we're not the only country like that anymore.
Yes.
A lot of Europe, a lot of African countries, obviously Canada, all that kind of, like, there are a lot of places now where you are, especially since the formation of the European Union in the late 1900s, like, it is now easier to put down roots in wherever you want in Europe and become whatever you want, wherever you want.
In most of Europe right now, you can do that, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to get, you know, you've got the whole thing of you've got to get, you know, your visas, or if you want to become a citizen. And then in Europe, the countries are smaller. Oh no, the countries are smaller. But I mean, it's like Germany. There's so much going on in Germany. That's great. And didn't we say when we were talking about if Trump wins the presidency and we move to a different country, that was our second
New
choice,
Zealand
as
or
I
Germany.
recall.
Yep.
Yeah, like there's so many good. We're very lucky globally in that there are so many places that you can go, that you can have the freedoms that you crave and need and deserve. Let's just say, I mean, right? We're very lucky as a planet, as a globe,
species, society,
as a people,
as a world.
As a world. Yeah, so I don't think the American dream is just so much American anymore. Yep. But I do think that I'd be curious to talk to some people about the whole, it's harder to, if you're being chased, it's harder to come to this, for somebody to chase you to this country, unless they already have, like, cells of people set up. But they can't just take you back, you know, like put you in a van and take you back across the border into wherever it is you're running from, assuming you're not running from North or South America.
Well, I think I don't fully understand all of this. Like, there are policies around, there are countries we share extradition treaties with. So, like, if it's some kind of legal thing that they've done wrong, like, we have to legally let them take them back, send them back. But then there are also, like, asylum and seeking refugee, and, like, how does that differ if it's
right?
I don't know how all of that works, but I know that we participate in both of those things.
Isn't that how
somewhat
Snowden,
inconsistently as well?
Was it Snowden?
Edward Snowden, yeah.
He was in England, but he was on a Russian embassy? Is that how he didn't get extradited back to our country?
I think so, yeah, something like that.
And then he stepped outside of the embassy, and then that's when, I think it was in London, and that's when he got arrested. But that's just interesting to think about, too. Like, okay, I have to leave. I'm Edward Snowden, I gotta go. Where am I gonna go? It's just,
can't go to the movies. Got to stay here in this Russian embassy forever the rest of my life.
For the rest of my life. That's really interesting. And what is the difference between extradition and, like, when you can extradite somebody back to their country versus when they're seeking refuge, when they're refugees?
Yeah. And part of the, refugee and seeking asylum too is that like you have to be able to prove that you are being persecuted for your religious beliefs or you're being persecuted for your color of your skin or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that is impossible to prove for some people. Like, I know a big thing, I think it was on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver months ago, was people on the run from the cartel in Mexico. They're like, we don't have documentation saying that they are coming after us for X, Y, and Z, and therefore we send them right back to Mexico.
It's terrible.
And the worst happens, but...
And
especially because we make that process, again, this is like, systemically it is against them. We make the process all in English. We make the process like purposefully complex and really difficult to understand for someone who English is not their first language, let alone they don't have a knowledge of the justice system and how legal things work. And
And our justice system is very different from another country's justice system.
Right.
Potentially. I mean, in pretty much every case. Like... especially from the countries that people are seeking refuge from. The justice systems are very different.
Right.
That sucks. That is not the American dream.
Nor is it Stephen Colbert's Ben and Jerry flavor, the Americone
dream.
That might be the thumbnail for this episode.
Yeah. Oh, it should be. When I was thinking about this as a topic, all I kept thinking was the Americone dream. I forgot that was Stephen Colbert's flavor. I love that.
Yep. Remember his book, I Am America and So Can You?
And so can you. I bought that book for, I think I was in college having a boyfriend called Michael, and I think I bought him that book.
Having a boyfriend. I was in college having a boyfriend.
You know me, just having a boyfriend. I'm pretty sure I bought him that.
So many boyfriends.
Yeah, I'm super popular. Gross. Well, that was a really enlightening conversation, and
thank you for bringing that up. And again, just one more plug for Little America, Apple TV Plus. Excellent series.
It's so
Highly
good,
recommend.
guys. And the episodes are like half an hour.
Yeah, they're great.
I watched this whole season in a day while working. It's good.
Thank you for calling Liberty Travel.
No, FCM.
Oh, sorry. FCM. Thank you for calling Fuck'em.
Ooh, yeah, I hadn't thought of that. That's fun.
Yes, Jesse, thank you for bringing that honest discussion. Before we part with our positive thought, another reminder that we have content on channels, YouTube channels, podcast networks,
Throughout
Twitter.
the world.
Throughout the world. Go follow them. And if you want to get involved, remember this is Year of the Guest. AffableIdiots.com is a thing. Go on it. Not only can you sign up for Year of the Guest to be on the show with us sometime in this year, but you can also go and explore what other content we produce. And there's a whole list of our lifelong friends, people who've been on this show, people who've been on Respawning Fire, and you can go and find all of the places that they create content and follow them as well.
I love it.
Highly recommend going and checking that out. And then also Alto Balto Alto Age of Ultron Oliver Twist. There's a part where if you don't want to necessarily be on the show, there's a button that you can submit a conversation starter or something you want us to discuss on the show on your behalf.
Yeah.
So go there. Play along.
Come on through. Come through.
With that, we're going to represent. We're going to wrap up episode 43. Wrap episode. Represent.
I feel
See,
you.
my brain.
I feel you.
My brain. We're going to wrap up episode 43 with a parting positive thought, like always, to send you into the night with something positive to think about. This is a quote from Audrey Hepburn. It says, "Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible." Think about that. Take that. Rewind it back. Audrey Hepburn got the beat that make your booty go.
I like how you slapped your own face there. That was fun.
I did. Usually I slap my butt because, got the beat that make your booty go, and then I smack my butt. But then I realized I didn't have time. I didn't prepare myself and adequately think about that ahead of time to stand up, smack my butt audibly enough in the microphone. And then I was like, what if I hit the table? But then if I hit the table, then everything shakes and it will make people seasick. So I just smacked my face. All of that took place in about 0.76 seconds.
And the skin-on-skin contact sound, much better than skin on fabric.
Definitely. Most deaf.
Most deaf, the musical artist.
Correct. And with that, we will see everyone next week. Hugs and kisses.
Hearts and shards.
And shardy farts. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ta-ta.